Alright, got my movies ready. Let's see who's at the door.
Where's my candy? Bro, where's my
Yo,
candy?
dude, who are you supposed to be?
I'm a trick-or-treater, where's my candy?
Alright, well, look, I mean, I got movies here, but you gotta be
Movies?
something. Yeah.
I want candy.
Alright, well, look, you're at Film Stash's place, okay?
Am I gonna gnaw on that? You want me to gnaw on that?
I mean, look, you do what you do,
It's
okay?
Halloween, dude.
Yeah, okay, see ya.
Alright, let's see.
Oh, hey, we have Harry Potter. I just pick a movie.
No, Doug, I live here. Move.
Happy Halloween!
Hi, welcome to Film Stash. My name is Douglas Campbell, and this year, I found out that A Nightmare on Elm Street turns 40 years old. 40 years is a long time. So today we're going to talk about it. This is A Nightmare on Elm Street. Nancy Thompson, played by Heather Langenkamp, and her friends are terrorized in their dreams by a disfigured man named Freddy Krueger, played by Robert Englund, who, if he kills them in their dreams, they will die for real. So for the last 40 years, this film by Wes Craven has been held in such high regards amongst horror fans, even some casual viewers, and many consider it amongst their favorite horror films. You walk into any Spirit Halloween right now, you will see Robert Englund's face as Freddy Krueger plastered all over.
You got your Freddy dolls, Freddy cards, Freddy bubblegum, Freddy pencil erasers, Freddy t-shirts, Freddy posters, Freddy comic books, Freddy paperbacks, Freddy coffee table books, Freddy masks, Freddy...
Besides creating a horror character whose legacy has lasted 40 years, this film is the film that put New Line Cinema as a studio on the map. Without Freddy Krueger, there would be no New Line Cinema. So with this film reaching such a milestone, I decided for Halloween to rewatch it. Alright, so it was true back then, and it still rings true to this very day, that the concept for A Nightmare on Elm Street in terms of horror, it is still very original. So everyone needs sleep, right? And to have a killer that will stalk you in your dreams and kill you in your most vulnerable state, that is such an interesting idea. Although he's not in it long, Robert Englund, he does leave such an impact with the limited screen time that he has. Even though he doesn't inhabit the traits that most people know Freddy Krueger today, being super comedic, he has such a dark sense of humor about him within this first entry, where he will play with his food ultimately before killing them. It works within the realm of the unknown, because dreams themselves, they're very unknown. The young teen cast is pretty solid all around, but the obvious standout is the final girl, Nancy, played by Heather Langenkamp. With how Wes Craven writes his final girls, Nancy Thompson, she is not a caricature of the female hero that we would see in some movies today. Yes, she faces off against Freddy Krueger and the sins of her parents in typical Home Alone fashion, but she has a real human vulnerability that is an obstacle for her throughout the film. To see someone who is afraid, but knows that they're the only ones that can help themselves, their parents can't help them, society can't help them, it does create an interesting situation for a horror film. Having a female lead who is still human, but not an idiot or way too OP, it creates a more interesting conflict overall, really. There are many great horror set pieces throughout this film. If you were to isolate some of these set pieces and cut them up into their own individual chunks, they could make for great short horror films. They are that effective. The budget for this film alone, it cost a mere $1.1 million, which, if you were to adjust that today for inflation, it would be a bit over 3.3 million. And I think with how they utilized the effects within their budget, I thought it was very well done overall. Although some of it does come off a little cheesy within 2024. I do understand that does come with the constraints trying to do something so abstract with such a tiny budget. I hope you're enjoying this video so far. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share this with your friends. Any help would be greatly appreciated. And now, back to the slash. Now for the mixed. There were some line deliveries, even though the cast was great for the most part. Some of the lines, every once in a while, just sounded a bit off. It does stand out just a little bit and make it seem a bit outdated. Whenever I heard of this concept for years, and I was picturing someone that infiltrated your dreams, I imagined it would be a bit more abstract. And a part of it is refreshing to see it kind of low-key a little. And I understand that the sequels do fix this a bit later. I kind of wish that the film would focus more on the abstract nature of the dreams. Like, if this were the only film, Freddy doesn't ultimately do too much within the dream world. They do utilize it well. It is effectively creepy in a lot of the sense, but I do wish that they went a bit more abstract. Okay, so normally I would do a popcorn review around now, but honestly, I've had such a long night the last couple nights, so I think I'm just gonna get some rest real quick. I'll be right back. Good night, Steph. Ooh, nacho jalapeno popcorn. Don't mind if I do.
Don't eat that nacho cheese,
Huh?
bitch!
Who said that?
Oh, you know too damn well who it is. You gave me everything. The lights, the glamour, the hospitality. And then you ripped it away and left me with nothing. A husk of a bag. And now I will take everything from you.
No, no! 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 I thought I ate you!
Should I start with the head or the goodies inside? Let's do both.
Oh my god.
It's okay. Have some.
Some popcorn. Oh. Wait a minute. Nacho jalapeno.
Surprise, bitch!
Some of these negatives, they are more nitpicks than anything. Film, it is roughly 90 minutes, which I think is great. The pacing of the film starts and ends really, really strong. But through a 2024 lens, there are some dips in the middle that does feel like it drags out a little bit. But I feel like this film, it could have used a little bit more Freddy within the mix. I don't think it would have hurt it that much, really. So one of the themes that this film pushes is ultimately not giving energy or your time to the things that are harming you. And for the most part, it's executed well in this movie, but where I would put this as a negative is that the tacked on ending that the producer Robert Shea forced Wes Craven to do, it ultimately neglects this message. Nancy turns her back on Freddy and evil and succeeds. But then as soon as she jumps in the car and it's Freddy all along and he drags the teens away, it defeats the purpose of the message. It's almost like, what's the point? It just made it look like Nancy's efforts in the end did absolutely nothing. So in the end, this film, I think it definitely deserves its status as a horror classic. Now, I do think it is a tad outdated here and there in some aspects. And Freddy, while he is iconic, he isn't fully up to the level that we expect of him. It is interesting to see how he began and how he was executed within the first film. And I believe that an actually decent reboot, not the 2010 one, that utilizes these themes well, while adjusting itself to the modern horror sensibilities, you could create something that is truly special. Freddy could come back and take over the pop culture horror scene again. Maybe not as well as he once did, but I definitely think he could. Despite some of the flaws, I do think it is effectively creepy. I would give this film a solid 7 out of 10. And for this week's film recommendation, if you like A Nightmare on Elm Street, heck, if you like the entire Nightmare on Elm Street series, there is a wonderful documentary out there called Never Sleep Again. Now, I do gotta give you a heads up, it covers the entire Nightmare on Elm Street series. It is about 4 hours long. It is a long documentary. So if you are super into the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, I would definitely check it out. Well, that's all the time we have for today here at Film Stash. My name is Douglas Campbell, and if you excuse me, I gotta add to the stash.